Hey guys, it's Jenny. So this video is an Ask the Video Clerk. Now, this one right now, it is a newer film. So, from what I can tell, it's not on Netflix yet, you can rent it on Prime. And I'll be honest, if you want to rent this movie, totally rent this movie. So, this one is Knives Out. Now, I really like this film. It was written by Rian Johnson, and it was directed by Rian Johnson. And if you see me look away, it's because I'm actually looking at my notes because I really love this film. Now, I wasn't so sure about it when I found out it was coming out. Now, Chris had gone ahead and pre-bought us preview tickets to go see this, and this was back in November. Actually, if I'm right, it was 2 days after I had shoulder surgery, which was not fun. But let me tell you this. So, Chris didn't go with me that Friday. Actually, my mom and I went to go see it. And I was back at the theater on Saturday night seeing it with my husband. So, here's the thing. Knives Out is a comedy-ish crime drama, definitely, with some not so much thriller, but mystery. But here is why I was so worried about the movie. It is a loaded cast. Now, that's not always the kiss of death, but it sure can be. When you have all these really big, or fairly big names in Hollywood in one film, it can be an issue. So, this movie is around a wealthy family where the eccentric patriarch has passed away, which is the wonderful, amazing Christopher Plummer. And he is superb in this. He's a superb actor. Let's just be honest. I'm actually kind of excited because I heard there might be a sequel. They're working on one. There's an idea of one. And that would actually be Daniel Craig's character. So, Daniel Craig is an investigator, a private investigator, who has come in to look at this suspicious death, even though they had already ruled it a suicide. And this is a family who is, very rich. And like I said, Christopher Plummer's the main guy, and he is a writer of, kind of mysteries and thrillers, and kind of, in that Stephen King-ish world. Maybe not a horror, but more like crime and stuff like that. And he also runs his own business, publishing business, which actually is the one that, his books are published by. So, here's our cast of characters. We have Chris Evans, who's playing Ransom, and that's his grandson. And, if you've been used to Chris Evans in the Marvel movies, totally different. It is so nice to see him play this snooty, I don't care about the world except for me or money even, definitely trust fund kind of baby. And he's really good. I was so happy with him. Then you've got Jamie Lee Curtis and Don Johnson, who are his parents. And every one of these characters, there's an issue with. Every one of them, you're like, these are not good people. And so you're sitting here and you've got them, and then you've got Michael Shannon, who is playing the other son. So Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of the character who had passed away. Let's see, his name is Harlan. So she's the daughter of Harlan, and Michael Shannon is the son of Harlan, Walt. And then we've got Toni Collette. How can I forget? Toni Collette, who is playing Joni. Now, Joni is a daughter-in-law. Her husband had passed away. But Harlan has basically been helping out these families. And, I can't get much more into that. But it is very smart. And I'm leaving out some names because I just don't think that everybody's going to know everyone, because they're a little bit more obscure, even though, I'm okay, I know who this person is. I mean, heck, there's a cameo by Frank Oz, and it's so quick that most people don't even notice. But if you don't know who Frank Oz is, or you don't know what he looks like, which is completely, honest, because he's mainly a director, and he started out as I know he hates this word, a puppeteer. I mean, he's Miss Piggy. I mean, he worked with Jim Henson for forever, and I'm not going to go into everything he did, but he's in it for just a little bit, but he's great. I mean, for what little bit he's in. Like I said, everybody was stellar in this. I don't have much of a complaint about anyone. Now, there's a character in here. She is, let's see, Marta. And she is the nurse for Harlan. And, she's amazing. I mean, she's really kind of the whole movie kind of surrounds her, because she's an outsider of this family looking in, along with Daniel Craig. And it's very smart, it's very funny. If you like those types of films, you like a film where you kind of have to think and go was this foul play or not? And you have to figure out who it was. That's exciting. It definitely, Chris loves it too. And we told my in-laws to go see it, and my mother-in-law loved it, which is amazing. I was so happy. Here's the thing. It kind of freaked me out, because I thought, and maybe it's just because I'm, I was raised with different, rating systems on movies. So I was a little shocked when I looked and it says PG-13. Now, again, oops. Now, here's the deal. It's not really violent. It's not violent. It's not a violent film. There's a moment that's a little, just one. Just where it's kind of I don't know. Well, actually, maybe two. I'd say two. And one would be with Christopher Plummer's character, and one would be with one of the characters that worked in the mansion. But the language. So if you're going to let your children watch this, you have to look at it this way. How do you feel about language? Because the language is really, really bad. My mom and I were watching it. We're like, oh, this is funny. My Meemaw would like it. But as it went on, the language was so thick. We're like, nope, she's not going to like it. Because it is. The language is heavy. It doesn't bother me. I watch Kevin Smith movies. I watch a lot of different genres and a lot of different types of movies. That's not my problem. I'm just telling you again as a video clerk. If you're iffy about your kids, I mean, a teenager could watch this fine. That's fine. But the language is really thick, so I would say, gear it on like maybe what you would. I mean, because I think my mom probably wouldn't have. She would have let me see this, even though it was heavy in language. But I was also pretty mature for my age. So, but also, if they had made this when I was a kid, it'd be an R-rated film, not a PG-13 film. So for any of those people out there that are Xers or older millennials, sorry, it's a joke, and my husband's gonna see this video and he's just gonna like yell at it because he knows why I'm smiling, because I looked right in his direction. No, he's technically an Xer. He's very close to being a millennial. He's the cutoff. So, if you're an early millennial or you're an Xer, you know what I get. This would have been an R film. But it's a great film. It's a great 2 hours to spend. You're not going to regret it. If you like this kind of genre, you do get to think a lot, which I like. I'm one of those people who likes mysteries and thrillers, and I even like horror a lot, but I don't like jump scares, like unless they're worthy. Of course, this doesn't have any of that, but I am a lot more cerebral, and I love the cerebral stuff. So definitely take a moment and see this film. I think it's great. Again, this is Ask the Video Clerk, so down in the comments, get in there and ask me to watch a movie. Now, a lot of times I try to make sure I'm watching stuff that's on Disney Plus or Hulu or Prime or Netflix. That can't always happen. So sometimes I will have to rent things, or sometimes it's something I'm going to own and I'm going to talk about. But, I mean, right now, what do we got to do? What you got to do when you put your little ones to bed and you want something to watch? Watch Knives Out. Totally. It's a great film. Have a little cuddle session with your significant other. If there is one. If there isn't one, dude, I've watched this film on my own, so it's fine. So go into those comments and give me a movie to watch or a TV series. Those are a little bit more tricky for me. Because I'm trying to figure out how to do them. Should I do them season by season or what? Right now I'm in the middle of finishing up a series from Disney Plus that was on the Disney Channel a while back, for somebody who asked for it. But remember, please be kind. I definitely read my comments. Be careful. Be safe. Okay, guys? And stay enchanted always.